With Pokemon Legends ZA, the first Switch 2 game around the corner, I had the brilliant idea. What if I, the best Pokemon Nuzlocke player in the world, Nuzlocked every single Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch as one Nuzlocke? Hear me out. I would play a Pokemon game, I would beat that Pokemon game, and when I beat that Pokemon game, I transfer what I can into the next game. The games I will be Nuzlocking include Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Sword with the Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor DLC, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which I'm excited about, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and finally Pokemon Violet plus the Area Zero DLC. I'm also going to be doing this because Pokemon Legends ZA is around the corner. It's going to be the first Pokemon game on the Switch 2, marking the end of the Pokemon Switch era. So why not honor it by Nuzlocking every single mainline game? And without any further ado, let's get started with the Pokemon Nintendo Switch Nuzlocke. Make sure to like and subscribe as it helps out a ton. And now, let's get started. We start off the journey in Kanto in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. We are immediately met with a wild Pikachu that we catch, and we're forced to take it in as our starter. Well, it's not like we have a choice anyways. I mean, do you know the game we're playing? After watching this very charming cutscene, which might I add is one of Let's Go Pikachu's biggest curves, we managed to keep the Pikachu and we name him Pika. He'll be one of the most important members of this part of the journey. In Route 1, we catch ourselves an Oddish that we named Audie. Not long after, we make our way to Route 22 where we encounter a Nidoran female. I wanted the male one, but it's alright, we named this one Rena. After bringing the package back to Professor Oak and heading back to the lab, Pika decides he wants to stop following me on foot and hop on my shoulders. Again, Let's Go Pikachu is a very charming game. And now we're getting thrusted into our first battle of not just Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, but for the entire Nuzlocke as a whole. And this will be the determining battle of the entire series. Is what I would be saying that the first battle was not a cakewalk, as Let's Go Pikachu was a very easy game. We then spent an hour catching about 60 Pokemon for something you'll find out later on. After that, Trace wanted to fight again, and let me tell you, this guy is a complete pushover, as both his Pidgey and his Eevee failed to just Pika. I never really liked Trace as a character. I always thought that he was just a knockoff Blue, a Blue from Temu if you will. But we make it to Route 2, and our encounter here is actually a nice Pidgey. I almost ignored the Pidgey, but I did end up encountering it. We do end up catching the Pidgey, and we name him Pidge. I also did end up catching a Weedle, but I forgot to record that. It really was not long before we reached the first gym, Imperial City, against Brock. He had a Geodude and an Onix, but we had an Audie who could suck the ever-living life out of them. I do appreciate Let's Go Pikachu for adding Pokemon like Oddish and Bulbasaur in like Viridian Forest. That makes the first gym a lot more convenient. Weedle also manages to evolve into a Kakuna, and we get our first badge. After exiting the gym, we are met with the Real Blue, the best rival in the entire Pokemon franchise. Look at him, he's just awesome. He hands us 5 Great Balls and then dips. After saying his goodbyes, we head on to Route 3, where I had a bit of trouble against this coach trainer, but in the end, Pika was able to wear down his Bulbasaur. That was a pretty close call. We then catch a Sandshrew that I named Shrew, and we pay an outrageous $500 for a Magikarp that I named Magic. We then catch a Geodude named Dude, and Rena decides she wants to become Nibbler's Sup by learning Bite. After beating up this Reddit mod, I get the Helix fossil and then immediately get jumped by Jesse and James from Team Rocket. This was confusing, they could have just jumped the nerd, but it's whatever. Pika and Dude take out both Coughing and Ekans. Team Rocket blasts off once again. Back at Route 4, I managed to encounter a Rattata that I catch and name Rat. Pika then also learns one of the most broken moves in the game, Zippy Zap. Zippy Zap is a much more useful quick attack as it always crits. We also trade our Rattata for the Alolan Rattata in Cerulean City that is much more useful. Also in Cerulean City we get a gift to Bulbasaur because we caught 40 Pokemon. That's why I caught 60 Pokemon, therefore we get all Kanto starters. I also sadly replaced Oddish with Bulbasaur. I love Oddish, but Bulbasaur is just a much more useful Pokemon. While leaving Cerulean City, we are jumped by Trace, who's scared for some reason. But as always, he poses no threat at all, and he's beaten extremely easily. After crossing the Golden Nugget Bridge, we get a few encounters, such as this Venonat that I catch and I name Nat, and this Psyduck that I catch and I named Psy. We also then get this gift Charmander, he's epic, and dude wants to learn the K-pop Demon Hunter song. Both Sora and Char managed to evolve before the second gym. And now it's time for the second gym, which again is easy. Pika one-shots both Psyduck and two-shots Starmie with the Zippy Zap attack. I said it before and I'll say it again, this move is very easy. That's our second gym badge. We witness a Squirtle rob a police officer, and because of that we're able to catch new Pokemon like Growlithe the Growly, and a Jigglypuff that I named Puff. We also get to get some new clothes. I go all yellow because yellow's a nice color and that's a nice change of pace from red. We also managed to find a Diglett that I catch and named Dig, and a Drowsy that I catch and named Z. We also see new evolutions as Pidge the Pidgey evolves into a Pidgeotto, and Rat the Alolan Rattata evolves into a Raticates. Oh yeah, remember that mischievous Squirtle from earlier? Well, we can get it on our team. We name him Squirt, and we immediately evolve him into a nice Wartortle. On the SSN, we meet Blue again, and he gives us a Shallower Sable. And this guy says he likes feisty kids like me. What? What the? Please, please, save me, Kendrick Lamar, please. And we run into Trace again, and this time the fight with him was a lot more annoying. No one died, thankfully. His Pidgeotto was quick work as always, but his Oddish is where the fight really got annoying, as he put Char to sleep and he put Pidge to sleep. That was so annoying. But in the end, it did take Raticate to take down the Oddish and the Eevee, so in the end, Trace was a pushover, a very annoying pushover at that. We also learn how to cut down trees, and we witness this very beautiful cutscene. After some grinding, we cut down this tree and we begin the third gym, and the final gym for today, Lieutenant Surge and his electric types. Dude manages to take down the Voltorb with a few digs and a rock throw, and Pika was able to beat the Raichu with a few digs. Very anime accurate. And Pika was also able to take down the Magnemite with one singular dig, nabbing us the third gym badge and the final gym badge for today. At only 4.5 hours, we got 0 deaths and 3 badges. You know what? That's actually pretty nice. Subscribe.